We got evicted today.
Today.
We're going to be homeless again very soon.
Please somebody say psych and tell me they playing right now. Y'all, today we're going to be talking about Jarnell and Briana. I hope I'm saying his name right. Jarnell? Yeah. But before we go too far in them, I do want to give my disclaimer.
In 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
So I do want to say I'm not coming here to bash them or diss them in any type of way. This video is just for me to make my own commentary and give my opinion on some things that they already made public to the internet.
Today we had court and we didn't show up, so they evicted us immediately.
Which means we only have 10 days to get ready and get out of here.
The hotel manager asked us why we didn't show up to court, and we told him because we have nothing to defend. And he said, well, if you would have showed up, they could have worked something out with you. And we told him we don't want to get anything worked out because we're choosing to be outside to be homeless.
Wait, pause. If y'all don't know who Jarnell and Briana is, I keep saying his name wrong. If I do, I apologize. I'm just calling him John for the remainder of this video. But if you don't know who John and Briana is, they're this couple that's on TikTok, YouTube, and I believe Briana has some sort of OnlyFans or something going for it like that. They're basically this couple that got known for being homeless and living inside a tent. Not only did they live in a tent, they also lived in a storage unit, which we all know is illegal, which they got kicked out of their storage unit and had to move back to the tent. And then now they finally had a home with heat and stuff, you know, living inside of a hotel. For those who didn't keep up, they been got an eviction letter. They just didn't pay the $6,000 that they owed in, I guess, rent to the hotel. So now they're getting kicked out. And John was making videos basically counting down the days until they're homeless again, which I think is crazy.
And he looked at us like, wow, okay. Well, I'm excited to watch your story because he knows about our YouTube and everything. So he said, whatever you choose to do, that's your decision. And I asked him if he felt disrespected by us not showing up, and he said, not at all. He said, that's your decision. It's just, I looked at it like, why show up if we're not going to pay for anything right now? Just evict us.
And if we're not looking to get extra days out of it. I mean, we are trying to get out there as soon as possible. Just get this out of the way and get this done with. And it is an adjustment period because it is cold and, you know, we got comfortable here. So it's going to take some time to kind of get used to it again. So we just want to get that out.
I guess what's not clicking for me in my head is why they're just so okay with being homeless. And maybe it could be they got more money from making like homeless content and living inside a tent content, because that's really how I know them. Like, I came back to just check up on them and I see they got a hotel and they were doing a little bit better for themselves. I'm like, okay. And then now I seen the countdowns of like them getting kicked out and shit, and it's like it's making me tune in more. So I feel like that's kind of why they're just so okay with getting kicked out. But this shit is still insane.
We owe $6,000 plus, and if we pay, we could still not stay. So I'm not gonna pay the hotel that amount of money. We're gonna use that money instead for our homeless journey.
Yes, and then get on a payment plan.
And that's why we got all these packages. This is for our homeless journey. We're gonna save money living in a tent.
Here's all these more packages.
Y'all hear this man calling this shit a homeless journey? What the hell, bro? What do you got going on? Me personally, I can't do the cold. And just like they said, it's going to be the dead of winter. Are you insane, my boy? Like, I get there's heaters and shit, but who just wants to be cold when we had the money to pay for a home? Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear, oh, they didn't have the money, because they did have the money. Like, they were blowing up. They made a YouTube channel. They have a pretty good following for them to be able to afford an apartment. But they'd rather stay in a hotel and pay how much you pay? Like, a night? So it's, like, insane for y'all to just, like, just be okay with being outside. I don't know why it's not fathoming. I don't know. Maybe something's wrong with me. Maybe something wrong with me, and what they're saying is making sense. But right now, this shit is not making sense to me.
Getting evicted. Well, we're on the verge of getting evicted.
Yes. That is true.
And the reason why we're getting evicted is because we aren't paying rent on time. We're behind on rent.
Alright, so I got this clip from their actual YouTube channel and the video they made about why they're getting evicted, and we're gonna unpack this, you guys.
Me and Briana have made good money doing YouTube and her service, we were making $10,000 a month when we were homeless. We just haven't been working because we've been really stressed out.
Okay, so throughout the video, he does mention like her service content, and it's basically the like OnlyFans content that I was talking about, you guys. Even in the video, he admits that they was making like about $10,000 a month. $10,000 a month. Do you know what that can do for some people? That's like life-changing money, and to be making that in just 1 month, like, it's insane. So where did the money go? Because you didn't have anything to show for it. At least I don't see anything that they had to show for it.
I've been, sorry to interrupt. Oh, I forgot about this. My phone. So, I have been struggling with, well, filling voids and like bad habits, and my bad habits are expensive.
So when she talks about bad habits, a lot of people are assuming that it's drugs. I don't want to say that they're on drugs, but people have been coming out with videos, and I'm going to just show y'all one of the videos that people have been talking about and questioning.
Don't do drugs. He's gone, nodding off. His girl left.
So in that clip, it was caught on live, of course, and he just been swaying and like grunting and nodding off, which I felt like was kind of weird. But me, when I'm drunk, I promise y'all I'm swaying. But I don't know. I don't want to say that he is on drugs, but it's just some rumors, you guys. But that is one of the reasons why I question when she say like bad habits. Is that probably one of her bad habits? Like, I feel like she should have explained more, you know?
And yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
So there were so many awkward silences and pauses of her, I guess, trying to get her words together and find out like give excuses on basically why they couldn't pay the rent. So I did a lot of cuts throughout this video, so I do apologize about that.
We've gotten really backed up on rent and stuff like that, so it's been hard to catch up at the moment.
I know you haven't lived on your own yet. This is the first time that Briana's had her place, like a stable place to live. Because you were homeless for 3 years, so this is the first time Briana ever had a home, like where she's paying her bills and stuff, like herself. Like, this is the first time Briana has ever had that type of responsibility.
Y'all, I couldn't even get through their whole hour video because it was just so uncomfortable to me. And it felt like he kept trying to put the blame on Briana about her being young and not knowing how to pay bills. But then again, sir, you should pay the bills then. Like, don't leave it up to her. Leave it up to, do it yourself. You should do it yourself. Like, just go pay the bill yourself. It was so fucking weird to me. I don't know, y'all.
She's only 23. I know you talked about being sheltered a lot and not like being able to have like your own like independence. So I know it's a lot for you to have a home, and like now we have a financial responsibility. We're paying $2,000 a month. I've had my own place before. I've had my own place for 5 years, so there was a lot of like toxic like coaching and stuff. Like, I'm always like coaching Briana on how to handle business and do things when I should get out of her way and let her figure it out on her own.
Again, it still seems like he's trying to put the blame on Briana. And I don't know about y'all, but when I moved out of my mama's house at 19, no, I didn't know everything, but I still figured it out, and I always asked for help. And he even admits that he had his own place. Like, he used to live in a place, like his own place. So the fact that you couldn't come and step in as a man and help her with the bills or whatever the fuck she had to do, pay them, I don't know what the fuck y'all had going on, but you should have stepped in, though. Wherever your woman slacks is when the man should step in, and whenever your man slack is where you should step in as the woman. It's just not adding up to me.
While also like supporting her, it was like hard for me to learn how to do that. It's like I would treat her like a burden. I was being like really selfish to her, like especially when we were homeless. When we were homeless, I was being really selfish to Briana. I didn't care about her feelings when we were homeless because I was like, we're homeless. I'm not trying to be homeless no more. We gotta get out of that. And the thing was, like, I was willing to be homeless as long as I needed to get the tiny home, though, not a hotel. I wasn't trying to be homeless and then go get an apartment or anything. I know a lot of people were like confused about that. I didn't want an apartment because I didn't want a hotel either.
We were going to get an RV and then we decided.
You said what?
We were gonna get an RV at first.
Yeah.
And then
That
there's
was
not really anywhere to park it here.
Yeah, that was.
All right, y'all. Like I said, I couldn't even finish watching this video. It just was hurting my brain, y'all. But I understand where he comes from. Like, he wanted to be able to get like something where they could be like financially sustainable. So I feel like even written or getting like a little minivan or something and turning that into a tiny home would probably be better than y'all just going back to living in a fucking tent, y'all. I'm sorry. I just can't. Let me know y'all thoughts. I am gonna try to make a second part for y'all and watch that video full through and through. I just couldn't, y'all.